Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Lester James Caligari Jr., and I am the founder of 647 Ministries. What we're going to be talking about today is a program that I've put together for the young men of our communities. It is called P2427, which stands for Proverbs 24:27. And with that, it states that a young man shall build his business first and then build his home. Um, a lot of times, and especially myself, when I look back over my life, it's like, I think I did that a little backwards. I tried to start my family first, my home, and then tried to establish a career and my business, and it doesn't work that way. God has established an order for young men to begin their lives, and that is to build your business first, which entails, first of all, learning the Word of God, getting that in your spirit, having that as a foundation. And then what we're going to do is focus on education. You can't do anything in this life without learning something, without an education somewhere along the line. But from our particular standpoint, we're going to be focusing on our young men just simply receiving a high school diploma. A high school diploma. You'd be surprised at the communities and the cities around the U.S. that we have a 50% dropout rate. That means that all the kids that started in the beginning of the freshman year, by the time you got to the senior year, they have dropped out. Young men. I'm not even speaking about women. These are young men. So with that in mind, it became a pressing matter for me that we establish something to be able to help these young men see the importance of education early on in their life. Once we have established that with the young men, we're going to be teaching them about career choices. Statistics say, and it's proven in my life as well, that you are happiest when you really enjoy what you're doing, and you want to throw a cherry on top of the sundae with that and get paid to do that. That is when you find most people happy in our society, is that when they are truly satisfied with their job choice, that they really enjoy it to the point where they would do it even if they didn't get paid to do it. And it also goes for the point of higher salaries. People that get the higher salaries are generally people who enjoy their work. So we're going to be stressing that to our young men as well. Another important matter, in fact, that we'll be teaching our young men is financial management. A lot of young people in general have no clue on financial management. They generally have been taught or not have been taught about financial management and dealing with their finances, thinking that credit is king and you must have credit for this and you have credit for that. Well, I have learned that cash is king. You can get $100,000 worth of credit from a bank, but if you got $100,000 in cash, it will go like $1 million. You will have that much more. So just dealing with it from that standpoint, learning how to keep your bank account out of the red, staying out of overdraft, all these kind of things that we're going to be teaching our young men. How to save money, saving vehicles where they can put money away and earn interest on their money, not them paying interest to the bank. So all these things about finances and building and working your business is what we're going to be teaching our young men. The second phase of the program, we're going to be teaching our young men about relationships. Relationships, how to deal with the opposite sex. What did God intend when he brought woman on board into this world? Who is a woman to men? She's not a lustful toy that you see in the videos and all over pictures and magazines where they laid out, with no clothes on. No, that's not God's view of a woman. So what does a godly woman look like? Who is that one woman that God has set for you? What is she? How will you identify her? How are you going to be and learn to be a godly husband? A good man, as we would describe it in today's time. How are you going to get that? How are you going to become that? That's what we're going to be teaching our young men. Purity. Does that word even exist anymore? Well, in God's eye, it does. Teaching our young men to stay pure. Yes, you can be pure if you've made mistakes. Yes, you can. All you have to do is change your mind, change the way you think. It can happen. So we're going to be teaching our young men all of these things in a 8-session course. These courses will be done over weekend time, so they'll have their schoolwork. They'll still be able to do that during the weeks. during the weekdays. So we try not to interfere with anything as a normal schedule, but we feel that it is imperative that the young men in our communities get this course, get this information. Because, the fact of the matter is, we have to teach our young men. It is our mandate from God. Men teach young men. Women will teach young women how to be women. Seems simple enough to me. Unfortunately, we have a situation in our country where a lot of young boys are being raised by single-parent families. In most cases, those are the moms. And I'm blessed and I love the moms. I love them, but the fact of the matter is, at some point in that young man's life, he is going to have to spend time with a man to learn the lessons of manhood. God's order. Don't blame me. I didn't do it. God's order. So with that in mind, if you want more information about this program, please shoot me an email at 647ministries. That's 647ministries at gmail.com, and I'll gladly give you more information about how we can bring it to your community as well. And also, if you have any thoughts of supporting this ministry, because I know it's going to be, some parents that can't necessarily afford the cost on this particular program. But also, we would just like to do a lot of things to get this word out. So obviously that costs money. So if you would like to support us, shoot me emails. Let me know if you would like to help or how you can help, and we can go from there. But I want to thank you guys for listening to me. God bless you for your heart, because I know that there are things in our community that are identifying this need. One important thing to me was when I saw the movie Courageous, and that was a great movie overall. But there was one scene in there that really touched my heart, and that was a scene where after the shootout, they had the young man in the cuffs in the back of the car. And the police officer opened the door and asked him, "What are you doing hanging out with these bad guys? What is the problem?" And the young man just simply said, "I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody." And that right there solidified everything that this program was all about. We want to be somebody to these young men. We want to help these young men be who they can be who God designed them to be, so that their lives can be fruitful. They won't get caught up in the craziness that this world tries to throw at them. This is who P24 is going to be. This is who we're here for. So again, thank you for your time for listening. If you want to know more, shoot me an email. You can also catch me on Facebook, The Rev, TheRevLJC. Also on Twitter at The Rev LJC. And if you would like more information, talk to me. This is this week's lesson, and also I'll see you again on next Monday. Thanks. Have a great day.